This, to me, was so sad that this was an improvement. Hey, look at these dirty sheets. Should I change these dirty sheets?
She calls Aisha down. It looks like a crime scene in a bed. And she's like, hey, what is this? Guys, this is Another Podcast Network presents the Patreon exclusive recap of Peacock's Bravo's Below Deck Down Under. I'm Dylan, saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
Pat is over there behind my glasses.
Great to be here.
Permission to grab it. So, public service announcement.
Let me say it.
It is no. That's hang on a second.
Can I do one before you do?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing to Pat. There were two jokes I tried to say last episode, and they just stuck in my craw because I was met with silence.
And Pat was just mad that we were going long tonight.
And I didn't. They weren't like they.
And we fought.
I felt like they were bad delivery, and they sound like insults. I was trying to be like jibby jabby, like Cherie liking Beverly Hills. I don't really think that was the impetus. I don't know if that was taken as serious.
You know, I don't listen to anybody.
And also
I didn't even hear it.
And also one time I said you were.
That was an awkward moment.
And also one time I said you were. It was an awkward moment because we got like another line about it, and I kind of tried to. I don't know.
Not for me. I don't listen.
I individually felt very weird about it, and then also when I said, "Oh well, you're the double the age of Dylan," that was like a unnecessary shot across the bow. I
make fun of him for being old all the time. He's not old, and he's extremely handsome. We're fine.
Those were both like I felt.
Why are you bringing this up?
Because I had me personally. I'm just talking about my own vibe of the show. I was like, two great shows.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, I was like, I got like in my head. I'm like, I didn't mean those as insults.
Nick, I didn't hear him.
Dope.
Tote dope. So here's what's going on tonight. We are running late. It is very late at night. We've recorded many hours of podcasts because we're grinding. We do not know Andrew Schultz, so please tell your friends and steal credit cards.
And we at some point will stop like complaining about the hours of podcasting because now it's set in stone. We have 2 nights and we have 3 shows each night, and 1 hour should be allotted for each show, and it should be 3 hours of recording time.
Oh no, he's
night.
dipping back into being fucking awkward again.
I know.
I wasn't listening.
So, second public service announcement, or third at this point. Patrick has not watched the show
Because of our schedule. First off, let me apologize to listeners because that's who I
am.
Oh, no, that's who I owe the respect of my occupation to. I did not get a chance to watch the show. Yeah. And I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I had a tough day. And busy schedule. Yeah. And it will be not only rare, it will be
like abortion. It'll be safe and rare.
And free. What's the other word?
Legal?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but Nick and Dylan thought it'd be funny if I get high. You tell me if that's unprofessional of me. But I'm going to hang in here and mix it up with the boys.
So our thought was if Dum Dum didn't get the chance to watch
I wasn't that aggressive
show,
about it. I actually understand this quick turnaround.
Yes. This was
on Thursdays.
This was a tough week. We had an important meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, explain it away. So for me.
Well,
they're alcohol moguls.
We had a 2-hour meeting that Pat could have used to watch Below Deck, and dare I say, maybe spend a little time with Ellie.
Yeah.
But this week, legal, safe, rare, we did not have those 2 hours for Pat, so Pat has not seen the show. But what we were thinking was, well, let's get him kooky. Let's just get him kooky, right, on Chalkies, and let's get through this episode together, brothers in arms.
50% of that proposition has already been accomplished. I am flying.
And we're going to explain to you what you missed. Yeah. And honestly, you're going to be able to fill in a lot of the blanks because this show, as we've talked about, is paint by numbers.
It's paint by numbers, and it's bad, but that doesn't mean that this episode's going to be bad because brothers in arms, here we go. Pat, why don't you give us your thoughts and thoughts?
All right, great. So just based on your enthusiasm, Dylan, you were talking about it earlier. I guess you were pretty excited about talking about the episode, and you were like, hey, just focus
Oh,
on
he's flying. Check it out.
focus on Benny and Jamie,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I said if you can't watch the show, just go to the Benny and Jamie parts.
Yeah, you seem pretty enthused about that. So,
It's pretty fire.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty
really?
intense. Yeah.
Should I watch the episode?
No.
Okay, 0 knots.
Nick?
Can I propose something?
Yep.
Next week, I don't watch our HOBH.
Oh, we're not letting you get that.
You guys explain it to me. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, let's talk about it.
That should be our week off. If anybody needs a week off, like really needs, like, guys, I need to take a mental health week. Just don't watch any of the shows. Come in, we'll record.
Well, that's the whole thing about precedent. It has been set.
By the way, I can't wait for the Patreon exodus that happens. It won't be that bad, but there will definitely be some comments like, Pat didn't even watch the show.
I love that level of thinking.
Yeah.
Pat's like, all these people signed up to hear me listen to recap the show. And one episode I did not. I was in studio, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Now they're all going to leave.
People are always trying to find a reason to get out of paying $5 Nick.
Yeah.
No, most people forget they are paying the $5.
I hope they do.
Be like that and don't be so poor.
We put out 6 episodes a week. If you're not happy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, honestly, leave. 90 pots. So last we left off, Ben E had lifted the jet ski with Spike Jones
ski.
or whatever he calls himself, still aboard the jet ski, and it's just completely dangerous. Jamie tells Hot Captain, and usually he would be the guy to go to, but as we know too well, one, Hot Captain is Caligula and might still well want his evening with Benny, and two, he pays no mind to danger. I mean, this man ran a yacht through an airport. We've seen the footage.
He's like, oh, he put Culver in danger. I like the cut of his jib. Maybe we keep him on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Full throttle. And also, we often talk about the shitty cliffhangers we're left on.
Yeah.
We talk about tongue-in-cheek. We have many names for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The twists.
Yes.
But in this respect, I was left wondering what was going to happen to Benny.
Yep.
But now I'm pissed because they've done it to us 2 times in a
Yeah.
row, and I'm certain he stays.
And Pat, what are your thoughts?
Well, we're talking
these
about
were
how
thoughts and knots?
No.
the cliffhanger where Jamie was talking to Hot Captain where he said, let's fire
It's a
this
bit
asshole.
I'll do numerous times.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
And so we don't get to find out if Benny gets fired?
No, we do not.
Hot Captain says he's going to do more reconnaissance.
Oh, right.
He wants to hear Benny's side of the story. I thought it was very insulting to say your what do you call that? What do you call it?
Slam the brakes down on that because we're gonna get. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just want to know the word I'm looking for. The department head. Your department head says, I can't work with this guy. He's gone.
Yeah.
And Captain says straight to his face, there's 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
Good boy.
It's very insulting, and he does it multiple times throughout the episode. I forgot who we had on board at a certain point, and then someone from Ridgemont High says he's whipping up some biscuits, dude. Southern breakfast is gonna be nice. I was like, who the fuck is that?
These are the worst. These are not the worst people ever, because like we've actually done that title for Below Deck 3 times.
Oh, have
worst guest ever, or worst charter guest ever. Hilarious every time. I didn't know if it was a bit by you.
No, definitely not. Just retarded.
Queen of Versailles was the first time. Erica Rose and Chuck were
Would you
the
have a
second
call
time.
with Sandra today?
Me and Sandra share a passion for APN.
Check out the fat cat. Look at him. He's got his fucking feet up. I mean,
My feet are always up.
So Jamie and Hot Cap agree that they need to have a chat, and Hot Cap says some shit about carrying shit with you. And Benny is a dangerous little piece of shit who slaughtered his parents. He should be fired and jailed. Pat, can I get a meanwhile?
Meanwhile,
Magda is doing better, evidently. She's asking about what the stains are in the beds. I guess when you set a bar that low, you can really fucking impress some people.
This, to me, was so sad that this was an improvement. Hey, look at these dirty sheets. Should I change these dirty sheets?
She calls Aisha down. It looks like a crime scene in a bed. And she's like, hey, what is this? And Aisha's like, I am so proud of her. Because she would have just put the duvet over that. in weeks past.
I really like this because I feel like the listener is right in front of me. We've already cultivated a people with our same sense of humor, but it's literally like we're talking to them like they haven't seen the episode.
Yeah.
So Magda is in a room, and remember those self-tanning on that $8,000 couch?
Yeah.
This was on just sheets.
Yeah.
But Magda fucking radios Aisha, and she's like, should I change these? Is that fucking...
I thought when you were saying there were stains, I thought that was cum.
And we're not going to say that word anymore. We both apologize.
Yeah, sorry.
So it was just spray tan on the beds?
Yeah.
So breakfast hits the table.
Hey, wait a minute. I got a personal story I got to add to the show.
No, you said we were going to be 35 minutes, so no personal story.
Well, I think
be
he
quick.
absolutely should. It's
Most
allowed to.
uncomfortable moment of my life. So I lived in this shitty apartment before I came to this beautiful neighborhood next to a freeway and bought a home, And
You made it.
dude, from my mouth to
Winner.
God's ears. Winner. I think I can hear the freeway from here. Anyway, my last night spent in that shitty apartment with my future wife, Cherie, we said, how about one last time? And we had amazing sex. And then the family showed up the next day to move us over to this beautiful sprawling property next to a freeway. And my father-in-law, Ruben, is helping carrying in the bed. We hadn't stripped down the sheets. We plopped the bed down in the living room of our new home, and Cherie's underwear fell on the floor in front of my father-in-law. Most embarrassing moment.
Now, I was wondering.
Your wife wears underwear in bed. I don't think there's anything that was proven there.
Well, they're in the sheets,
Yeah. What'd you say? She was really hot. She said, Ruben, I can explain that. Your daughter-in-law or your stepdaughter said, my pussy's super hot. I got to take these underwears off. But we didn't fuck or nothing.
I was wondering
if it's any consolation, I intend to keep your bloodline alive.
I was wondering if there was going to be a large amount of bodily fluid on the
Well,
sheets
that's
or
what
something
triggered the
like that.
story,
Right.
because I'm sure the underwear, the way it was, it fell to the floor and made a loud thud.
She shit her pants.
No.
Okay, so we got to move on. I genuinely don't know what that means.
Yeah, me neither. Because
So Ben
There
fucked
had
up.
cum on it.
Benny fucked up
you
again.
jerked off on her panties when she was gone.
Clean up.
Can we stop?
You used the panties for cleanup?
So Benny fucked up again and left the jacuzzi in ruins, and we're still in a meanwhile here.
Oh, meanwhile.
Breakfast hits the table in the form of another large format thing that the guests have to harvest themselves. It's a giant wheel of sausage. And that's cool and whatnot. I understand that it's romantic, but like, it's only romantic in very, very rare contexts. Outside of Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, where people say wooder and stuff, you see a giant roll of sausage, people start salivating and singing songs. But anywhere else, it's just like, oh, that's a shit ton of fucking tubed meat.
Not quite anywhere else.
It's great
because
Germany.
As I think I've clarified, I am from Wisconsin.
Right.
Have I mentioned that? But I saw this and I was salivating.
Yeah, of course. You're trash.
I was like, this is a giant piece of meat that is presented like a cinnamon roll at breakfast. Honestly, I've never seen everything I've ever said about Ryan, anything Dylan's ever said about Ryan, I take back.
Yeah.
What a meal.
Yeah.
I want that sausage.
Yeah.
Someone deliver that to me.
Yeah, no, you can get that somewhere.
My grandma always used to just boil a nice ring of bologna, and then I'd dip it in ketchup and eat that ring of bologna.
Okay,
Throw it in a microwave?
so Ryan and Cap are really hitting it off over wet eggs. And this gives us an opportunity to
Way better
learn
at boiling
a little
it.
bit
Doesn't
about
dry it
how
out.
Ryan, a piece of shit adult, was also a piece of shit kid. He was a schmoozer, and he learned that, quote, good looks and charm can often save the day.
He has
No-
also learned that they don't last forever.
Well, no, not quite yet, because he still thinks that is what's saving him. And it makes perfect sense that he and Magda are such fast friends, because they both think that they're 10s. And more importantly, they both think that it's working, whatever it is.
The sad thing, though, they're both delusional, but Magna, because of her measurements, or she's closer to actually living in reality.
What are you talking about? How far her away her eyes are from one another? What are you
Her
talking about? What
teeth are bad,
measurement?
too.
No,
what measurements are you talking about?
she is tall and she has fake boobs probably or a little bit.
I thought you were talking about how far her eyes were.
She can still use her looks, mediocre as they may be, to acquire what she wants. If Ryan is still thinking he's skating through life because he's cute, he's fucking up real bad. He's about to get fired off below deck and not have anybody like him on social media, which is the whole point of coming on the show.
And we find out just how delusional he is when Hot Captain says, Ryan's doing everything that he can to curry favor, but I'm going to get this fucking rat off the boat the second I fucking can. It was a great moment where Ryan's bringing Cap breakfast, kind of like Rachel and Lee, and they're kind of schmoozing a little bit, and Ryan's like, see? I was a little bit of a dick last week, but good looks and a little charm will get you anywhere in life. Cut to Captain Jason going, hey, do you guys have any fucking chefs?
We'll even take the meanest, shittiest one you've ever had if you have him available.
I want to say, hey, hold on. This was episode 12, right? That I didn't watch?
Yeah.
There's like 4 more episodes left. He's losing. Hot Captain better fucking fire this bastard.
Ryan's not going anywhere.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, Jamie shit talks Benny to Britt. Hot Captain says, I know you guys are paying $60,000 a day to the guests, but we've got chutes and ladders, so no worries.
The board game?
Yeah, it's raining outside, so Hot Cap goes, hey guys, I know it's just piss poor weather, but the good news is we've got a ton of board games in there. We've got Scrabble, and I know it's ruined your vacation, but hey, turn that frown upside down and start getting some triple word boosters, huh?
And also, you guys haven't seen this fucking Scrabble board. It looks like the board from Jumanji.
Yeah, it's
this
a really,
thing
really
was
nice
incredible. Board. It was like 6 inches thick. It had like these drawers. You would pull out the letters for each individual player. Wow. It was honestly very ornate. It was beautiful.
It's the primo Scrabble board.
Even if the weather was nice, I would be like, hey, minions, bring that Scrabble board out to the aft deck. As I shit on the bow.
So we then get to the meeting between Benny and Jamie, and safe to say, it does not go well. Would you mind pulling up 9:45?
What sets this up? Because Captain Hot Stuff is supposed to be doing an internal investigation.
So Jamie pulls a...
Would you mind? I gotta pee again.
Yeah.
It's the Adderall. I don't know if you felt that, but it'll make... Like, I'll stand there... feeling like I have, and it's also dead actually too. I'll stand there at the toilet with like a feeling I have to pee, but it's like enlarge my prostate, and I'll just stand there like I'm fucking.
Takes you a minute.
Yeah, a minute. It'll be 45 minutes of just me feeling I have to pee, so then I go back to bed. I'm like, oh, I have to pee. I should go get up again. It was when they switched me to the XR. My doctor didn't even consult me.
XR. By that you mean the generic?
Extended release. Always been on generic. But yeah, they switched to the XR, which is supposed to be better. Everybody raves about. I should pee, so I'm ready when we come back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just another file that away is another exhibit, and Nick can't control his bodily functions.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to him about that. I think, when I wrangled in this sodium intake I was doing, my tummy felt so much better. I think that might be part of the problem with him.
You think he's eating too much salt?
Yep.
And that's why he shits constantly?
Constantly.
So let me set this up really quickly. So Jamie speaks to Hot Captain. Hot Captain says, I'll talk to the three. You don't worry about it. Now, Jamie is an idiot, though. So he says, you know what? Fuck that. I know we just did this whole HR thing. But I am going to pull a wild card out of my hat here. And
He's going to double back?
I'm going to double back. I'm just going to have a simple one-on-one conversation with Benny. It's going to go great.
What's the menu tonight, I wonder?
Christmas Eve. That reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and sort out the Christmas stuff and hand that to the guys.
Here he comes now, so
Okay. Well,
talk to you later.
Maybe see to it.
Jamie. Yo. What's up, brother? Just a quick chat, mate.
Hey, brother.
Look, I've already had a chat to the captain.
What's up, man?
He kind of wants a meeting, but I'm going to not have it. If we can get along and understand.
I've been trying to get along. Will you listen to me afterwards?
Mate, this is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to talk to you.
It's crazy.
All right?
You talk at me.
I'm talking to you.
And from day one,
All right, look.
from day one,
If it's gonna
you
start
tried
now-
to lead me by
Can I finish
intimidation.
my conversation? I've called the meeting.
Please stop trying to lead me by intimidation. I'm not intimidated by you.
Definitely not intimidation.
I can't take it anymore. I will not be disrespected anymore, and you will take your foot off my head. Do you understand?
Isn't that insane?
Sad you missed the episode, huh?
I mean, this is one good scene, but there's 48 minutes wrapped around that 1 minute thing.
No,
At what
it was
point-
all fire. It was 47 minutes of that.
At what
they gave us
point
4
can
extra
you
minutes.
physically assault this kid? I
You didn't say it. It's right there. He's got his foot on him.
But that's what Benny wants.
look at how you're talking to me. Look at how you're talking to me. You said, "Do you understand me?" to your boss, you little piece of shit. Now, Hot Captain has a quick chat with Jamie once again and deflects. Show him the footage or something. Tell Hot Captain exactly what the little murderer said. It's very easy to get this kid fired. I don't understand why he cannot do it.
Well,
go
ahead, Nick.
No, I would love to hear your thoughts.
Well,
No, I
Hot
haven't seen the
Captain
episode.
has affinity for Benny because he sucks up to Hot Captain. Hot Captain also sees a loser. With Jamie, Jamie is someone who called Hot Captain out on how quickly he was moving the boat out of the docks, and that's how simple we are as human beings. That's how we work out things. Oh, this
It's a black
guy
and
called
white
me.
cookie.
It's pretty gross. Yeah, Benny's a douchebag. He should be fired.
Incredible assessment from Pat. This is a black and white situation. Benny needs to be
Black and
fired.
white cookie.
Captain Jason looks at fucking Benny as his like shitty son, whereas Jamie is a guy who challenges him in his hotness.
Yes.
So yeah, but I was really pissed at Jamie or Captain in this moment because I oscillate between him being good captain, bad captain.
Right.
I now think he's good captain, but in this moment I was mad at him because I was like, bring in the other members of the deck team. They would be able to inform you whether or not that is the case. But what does Captain do? What I wanted him to do, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
I want to put this out there, and I won't talk a lot because I didn't watch the episode. I am thinking about going back to school to get my law degree. And
Don't do that.
My thing, I'll have billboards on the ocean. Were you yelled at work today for all the boats drive by? I'll be better than Sweet James. I will be worth like $3 billion. I'll sue all the boats.
Couple logistical issues here.
I love it. You could put that actually anywhere in the U.S.
Oh, dude, I'll get some buoys.
How are you going to
Dylan would have called.
How are you going to get the billboards in the ocean?
Buoys.
Buoys.
Yep.
Okay.
Go up 48 feet with a piece of steel.
God.
And it says, call Patty. Were you insulted at work
Yeah.
on a boat?
Love that.
Call me. And then I'll even lie. I'll be like, we settle for over $14 billion last year.
So back to the fun.
No, I'm still working on the billboard. It would be a boss in a suit with his arms folded looking down at you or looking down on someone. And then not looking at him would be someone in a drug rug. And they'd be going like, and they'd be pointing at their boss while talking to another coworker in a drug rug.
I like it.
Yeah.
Drug rug.
Were you yelled at work today?
So back to the fun. Britt and Culver have a chat about being homeless, and
Have you ever heard of a drug rug?
I'm gonna go fucking crazy on you.
Do you know what it
I'm
is?
gonna lose my mind.
You know what it is. Will you explain?
I have a question. Who gives a fuck what it is?
It's very.
Who cares what the fuck a drug rug is? Stop talking and let me get through the episode.
It's very important to the concept of the billboard we just discussed.
It can't be because the billboard's not important. So how could an element of this unimportant billboard be important?
Now, Dylan, I asked if we could.
Do we have any artists in our listenership? I would love to see this billboard that I'm explaining so I could really show
These
Dylan and Pat my
guests
vision.
are incredible. They
Get it cleaned out.
They're just so happy to have a nice Scrabble board and some drinks. And Aisha nails it, describing the environment that she is in currently. It is an upscale nursing home. They are not rowdy. They are just sitting around waiting to die. You have to clean bedpans in nursing homes, though, so be careful what you wish for.
And the Scrabble boards from Walmart.
Well, Etsy. It looks like an Etsy Scrabble board, but I'm sure it's
I'm saying
just,
at a nursing
Oh,
home.
right. Exactly.
It's not this fucking wood.
Beautiful Scrabble.
This was carved out of one piece of oak.
Really?
So, meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
Toomey does not like Christmas because it was summer when she was Christmasing. Magda says bitches and wants to decorate the table with tampons. And she proves to everyone that you can be hardworking and a model at the same time. Shut the fuck up. Okay, let's get to the chat we've been waiting for. Captain says he's going to gather him, Benny, and Aisha for a meeting, and I hate the language he uses here. This is what Nick was talking about early on in the episode. He tells Jamie, we're going to really get to the bottom of this. We're going to see what's really going on. And if I was Jamie, I'd be like, fuck you, dude. I'm the bosun. You're the CEO. I'm a director. I am in a position of hierarchical power. I'm telling you what's going on. Please stop imbuing and implying that I am a liar with your speak. It's fucked up.
Why is Kermit involved in the meeting?
Great question. I've never seen that before on Below Deck.
Captain Jason thought he might have to fire Benny if he flares up within the meeting, so he wanted a witness that was not part of the department. He said that.
Interesting. Okay.
He said he wanted a witness within this type of meeting.
I mean, the stakes were through the roof.
It was a great episode of Below Deck.
So Captain says...
Sorry, I missed it.
Kind of flaming your bosun to his face. We covered that. Benny, Ryan, and Magda. These people are fucking awful. Benny gets pulled up there, and he says every time Jamie says, I'm confused in my notes, but I don't think we're at the meeting yet. But Benny says every time you say, do your job, you're fucking up, I need you to get better, you've left 5 things undone off your list, he's berating and intimidating me. And...
he says that in the meeting with Captain and Jamie. He goes, you're using intimidation.
Right. Okay.
And he continues to use this intimidation line. So when then Captain Jason then talks to the other deck team members, he actually asks about the intimidation, or are you treating all the deckhands the same and Benny's a little bitch who can't handle it?
Okay.
All right, let's get to dinner, but before we do, Aisha
is what Captain Jason was asking. I wasn't saying Benny is a bitch who can't.
Joins Jamie in the mess, says, what's up, bitch? Like the fun Kermit that she is. And Jamie says, I don't like that, with a mouthful of food. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I fucking hate Jamie too. I've been distracted because Jamie has had to deal with this insolent little weasel, and I've sympathized with Jamie, but Jamie sucks.
Pat, this was a very important interstitial 19-second scene.
Yes.
It was just after the uncomfortable meeting where Jamie didn't feel like he was backed up by Aisha or Captain Jason when he was trying to fire Benny. So he's feeling pretty down about himself within the galley, and he's eating. And Aisha comes in just really happy. She's like, what's up, bitch? Or whatever Kermit says.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't like that. And it was like a callback to him. They showed when Bertini called him bitch. They even showed it, and he had the hat on. He's like, don't call me a bitch. He does not like being called a bitch.
Yeah.
But it also shows that he's not a fun guy to work with.
Well, and also, paradoxically, that does make you a bitch.
Great point, Dylan.
So, Culver goes up and has a chat with Captain.
That's why I got so excited.
Why is he going up there? I'm sorry, that was a dumb question.
Well, he goes up to ask for a little karaoke machine, I believe. But here is when Captain Jason has his first chat with Culver. And I don't understand this. I'm going to turn into Gran Torino here, but I don't get this. You have to speak to different employees differently. And I understand that if you're, let's say you're the Dallas Cowboys and you've got to manage some egos. We're talking about multi-million-dollar athletes at the top of their level. Then I understand, you got to find a way to manage valuable pieces that you don't want to lose. But in what world do you need to change your cadence with Benny? Just shut the fuck up. If I tell you to do something, do it. Jamie is not being intimidating. He's not being abusive. But Hot Captain Jason seems to, for some reason, think, we've got to kind of modulate here depending on the person. It's fucking crazy.
Theory. TFC, kind of TFC, not TFC. Captain Jason, when he said that, he agreed with maybe I have to massage Benny differently because he's such a bitch. Maybe he was goaded into saying that because both Bertini and Culver, when questioned by Hot Captain Jason, both cited maybe you have to handle Benny differently. And I think they both told Hot Captain Jason that because they are fans of Benny, but they wanted him to know that Jamie, kind of a hard ass, we don't like him, but he's not really the problem. Benny can't take direction. And so then Hot Captain Jason was goaded into also saying the same party line, maybe we have to handle Benny differently.
Have we ever seen
he killed his parents.
An internal investigation to this gravity before on this boat or these boats?
He's really bringing in
just the N-word whole scenario.
Oh well, that was pretty big. But no, Jason is bringing in all of the different elements into this thing. He's pulling different people up to the crow's nest, and this is the fault in interviewing the proletariat about a person that is above them in the pecking order. The proletariat, they're sea rats. They'll band together and they'll cut a man down. But I don't understand this because Bertini has reasons aplenty to be pissed off at Benny. He informed the guests of an opportunity they did not know they had so that she would be subjected to late night fishing. Why stick up for Benny? Why tell Hot Captain Jason that Jamie is a little bit, rough around the edges? Because they're weak sea rats. They are the proletariat. They will band together to try to take down the Tsar.
Dylan, there's a reason the proletariat stays the proletariat.
Yes.
It's because they failed to see opportunity. Yeah. She could have cut her coworker's throat and rised up the ladder, but hence she will stay where she is, being savaged by Culver in her van and left to die in the desert.
100%. And the thing about the proletariat that gives the proletariat power is that there are masses of them. But right now we only have 3 little measly sea rats. You are not powerful enough to pull this kind of unifying bullshit. Let's get to Christmas.
Is this Game of Thrones?
Culver's like, I will work harder. It's Animal Farm.
Ryan's dad loved Christmas. Add that to the list of unremarkable fucking things about your father and your fucking family. So tonight he's going to be a good boy and he's going to make the easiest fucking food on planet Earth. Carrots, mashed potatoes, ham, and turkey. This is fucking business class fare. It's disgusting.
Christmas.
So...
They were doing a Christmas party.
Culver comes out as Santa.
We're the guests in the middle of summer. We've never said this, I don't think.
Yeah, he mentioned it. Australia, they celebrate Christmas in July.
So Culver comes out as Santa. He's very, very fun. He goes up to the crow's nest and goes, "Oh, Jason, you've got quite a sleigh here." And then he puts a gag in Aisha's mouth and walks her around like a BDSM simp. Or a
gimp.
It's a gimp, but it's also called. There's a dominant. There's a
sub.
A sub. Yeah, it was very kinky. So anything.
But that wasn't Culver. That was Santa. You gotta watch the episode again. And that was Aisha. That was Rudolph. Have you not been paying attention?
So Aisha tells Magda after dinner to get some rest and not talk on the phone, and the model gets rather upset about this. And she lets a former fellow rat know. She goes to Ryan and voices a little bit of shit talking. Now Aisha is a little sensible. She's the voice of reason surrounding this whole Benny thing. Dead horse, but she tells Jamie, when your boss tells you to do something, there is seldom a reason for you to interpret it as abuse. And Benny, the little moccasin, tells Culver that he was blown away by the chat that he had with Captain Jamie and Aisha, or Captain Jason, Jamie, and Aisha with Kintog. And he's just wondering why he and Jamie couldn't have just had a one-on-one. I mean, this kid sucks. So, Magda's on the phone. Who gives a fuck? Let's get to the next day.
Next day.
I really want to talk about this, actually. This is the only time I've ever been in Magda's corner.
Really? Yeah, I was too.
Aisha gave her a half hour extra off. She was like, oh, you get off at 9:30 instead of 10 p.m. But that half hour is for sleep, not for talking to your boyfriend. No. And then Aisha got pissed when she walked in and Magda, do not tell me. I am the proletariat. My free time is my free time. I will mutiny with my other losers if you tell me I can't talk to my boyfriend and FaceTime.
It's like if your boss let you go a half an hour early and then tailed you home and was like, hey, you're supposed to be resting.
Oh, you got McDonald's when you got off?
That's not very good for brain function, is it? You should be having a salad. It's just
McDonald's is fucking Polina.
All right, so Magda is declining. Who gives a fuck?
You get that?
Nope.
Polina?
Nope. Officer is going to drive the tender, and he's going to drive the tender so that if Benny is going to be fired, Captain Jason can offer him a reminder that he was part of the team.
I did think that was very magnanimous of him.
It doesn't make any sense.
You were part of the team right before I fucking canned you.
So Brittany tells Culver that she's so sexually frustrated that she's been crying. What in God's name is going on? Then these lovely guests depart, and let's get to the tip meeting. Pat, what do we got?
We got
Guess. A little low.
We got $14,000.
Oh my God, he nailed it! I'm not kidding, Pat.
That'd be $13.50 a person, I think, or something.
Yes! You saw that fight.
No, I didn't watch it. Get out of here. Did I?
Yeah, you didn't. I don't know. That was awesome.
Yeah, I came home rushing. What's the tip?
So the Sea Rats come together, and here's the thing with the Untouchables. They band together to build unity, but they just flame each other. And at the end, Benny is reduced to tears. Now
Not fired?
No, he is not fired.
I think he's going to be kept.
But he is brought in to have a little meeting with Hot Captain Jason, and we end with a real Bravo cliffhanger.
Really?
The kind where we only get an end card with TBC ellipses. Not scenes from next week, only TBC ellipses.
Is it parking the boat or something?
No, I think no. He may or may not be fighting or firing Benny, but I believe we didn't get any shots of what happens next week. It's because Benny's in every single one of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, with 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
All right, guys, jump in the comments. Let us know what you thought of the episode.
Hey,
and
support
tell
me.
Pat
Did you
how
enjoy me
much
not
you
watching the
love
show?
him. Yeah.
This could be a thing.
All right, we'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye, boy.
Bye, guys. Sorry.